Last Thursday, a packed house in the Valdese Board Room were shown the results of a major lean project to expand and improve the Valdese Emergency Department. As Deanne Smith-Avery tells us, the ED redesign was the result of an intensive group effort to streamline ED processes and, in so doing, enhance patient-centered emergency care.
We completed a lean-led design event this week, 4 days in one room on the Valdese campus. We looked at the emergency department as an area for improvement. So the interdisciplinary team was developed. Everybody from various disciplines throughout the system that directly touch or impacted by the emergency department. We determined the current flows, the current problems that we have. They identified 115 opportunities for improvement. From there, we start with a blank slate, and the team starts to lay out their ideas. The initial part of the process, we develop what our criteria are for grading those designs. Patient experience, quality, and safety were ranked the highest. Following that was the flow and process improvements within the department. We came up with the top 3, and from there started to kind of finesse those plans to develop what ended up being our final plan. That was a very good combination of all 3 top-ranking plans that were developed.
Valdese ED manager Eric Woody says the final plan includes some major improvements.
Currently we have 12 rooms in the ER, 9 of which are in the ER main, and 3 of which are in the fast-track hallway. We've already taken some steps to consolidate our provider services in the same area. We're going to do more of that with the upcoming renovation, actually knock out some walls, make all the rooms into one space as much as possible so that it's a one-stop kind of shop. You take each step in progression, and there's very little waste, very little waiting, and hopefully increased patient satisfaction, which is why we're doing this.
So let's take a brief tour of the recommended floor plan of the emergency department with Deanne.
The emergency department has been expanded and designed to allow for providers, nurses, respiratory therapy, access management to all work from a centralized nurses station with the exam rooms around the perimeter. It gives the providers a view of all of the rooms from that central workstation, central supply. We've enhanced security, registration, and waiting. We've added a grief room. We have kept X-ray, CT in their current location. With this expanded floor plan, they now become part of the emergency department.
Now that the ED design has been approved, what's next?
Senior leadership is working to prioritize the projects that we have currently on our table. With the transition, we've identified several projects that we wish to complete. Once they have identified those priorities, the next step will be to take this plan to the architectural firm, who will then finalize construction documents that we would submit out for bid. Once the project's bid, we would have a schedule and a start date and submit to the board for approval.
This lean event, all part of the intensive effort to make the Valdese campus a healthcare center of the future.
Now we've got a fantastic plan, which I feel like will be sort of a gem that this community can be excited about. They can see some of the things that we've got going on over here, and it's also something that's going to work well for our physicians and for our staff that work over here as well, and fix a lot of those problems that we've had in the past.